Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon, along with Doc Severinsen, and the NBC Orchestra inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, George Burns, Lee Greenwood, and baseball's Bob Uecker. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Thank you. I take that greeting as a mandate. Now, the results of that first joke are in already.
Oh, really?
NBC has projected this monologue as a winner. Where'd you go? Nice to have you here tonight. Well, finally, the election is over. Yeah, the American people have spoken. Walter Mondale was elected president of Minnesota. I think the network showed great restraint, didn't you? Not predicting the outcome of the election till about 2 in the afternoon. I couldn't understand it. Started watching television at noon. And the guy said, Reagan has won 49 states, but your vote still counts. Anyway, Mondale's campaign strategy worked. He said today, you see, campaigning 3 months in the District of Columbia paid off. That was a real squeaker, wasn't it? Gee, it was tough on Reagan. I mean, he had to stay up to 7 p.m. to find out how it went. I thought NBC, I watched all the networks, but I thought NBC tried to hook it up a little bit by announcing the winner. When Tom Brokaw said, the envelope, please. I know about you. Are you glad the elections are over? I am completely polled out. Exit polls, this poll, this poll. It's a long campaign. Do you realize there's a whole generation of people who cannot remember where there was an America where Walter Mondale was not running for president? That's called a thought joke. You want to think? Anyway, last night, what did he carried? Mondale carried the District of Columbia and his home state. Minnesota finally came through. I have a feeling that Minnesota is going to be the future site of all our MX missiles. The reporter asked Geraldine Ferraro what went wrong, and she said, I think I made a mistake in choosing a male running mate. Anyway, now both candidates get some much-needed rest. I guess Mondale in the Virgin Islands, Reagan in the cabinet meetings. You were with the president the other night, weren't you? Did he say anything about the jokes I make about him?
He didn't think of them as jokes, Mr. Carson.
Oh.
I'm too old for the draft. I mean...
Not anymore. Yes. Ho, ho, ho.
Anyway, the president has a good sense of humor, doesn't he? Yeah. Did you see the Reagan gather with his family after the victory on the stage of the hotel here in town? I thought it was a little cruel of Nancy to hold a sign over Marine Reagan that said, "This one isn't mine." think that'll set well? But this was, as the president said, Ronald Reagan's last political campaign. Do you realize he'll never have to eat McDonald's again? Anyway, it was a good election. The Democrats got so desperate last night, I understand they tried putting John Zaccaro's accountant in charge of tabulating the votes. You know, we're finally doing something to solve the Social Security problem. We kept President Reagan off it. Think about it. Anyway, one nice thing, that because it's over, we will not have to listen to the political television commercials anymore. Now we can get back to our regular commercials, which also promise things they can't deliver. So, anyway, they had a big proposition in the state of California. Proposition was at 36 or 37? The lottery?
Yeah.
Apparently they're 37. They're going to have a lottery, apparently, in the state of California, as they have in 16 other states. I'm not sure why we need a new form of gambling in Los Angeles. I mean, isn't driving and breathing enough? Also, do you realize Los Angeles is going to have a new city?
Yeah.
West Hollywood. Yeah, West Hollywood wanted, I guess, to charter an independent city on its own, and they now have, I guess, the city of West Hollywood. How can I describe West Hollywood? Let me put it this way. They're putting up a billboard as you come in. It says, well, as you enter, it says, if you love Los Angeles, you'll adore us. Well, let me put it this way. Would you believe candlelight stop signs? Well, let me try this. You've been to West Hollywood.
Many times.
The new park they're building there won't need a playground. What can I say? It's a nice... Anyway, we've got a good show for you tonight. You're in a good mood. We have Mr. George Burns with us this evening. We have sensational singer-songwriter Lee Greenwood is here tonight.
Yeah.
And man we call one of the great's not the word. He was a Major League Baseball player, a truly, I was going to say fine, but that's not the word either.
He played baseball.
Bob Uecker. Well, yeah. Bob Uecker played baseball. He is here, so stay where you are. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Over the years, a lot of small businesses have developed their own systems of communicating.
Yes, sir. Eric, talk to
But now there's a better way. Meet the Merlin system from AT&T. Merlin's a telephone, an intercom, a conference caller, and has dozens of features you can select.
Anderson.
So Merlin can grow as your small business grows. Call about Merlin. AT&T Information Systems, when you've got to be right.
Thank you, Doc. We are back. We have Mr. George Burns here tonight. Lee Greenwood, Bob Uecker. Well, I guess most of the polls were pretty well right this time, weren't they? I guess that was the biggest landslide since, was it Alf Landon? And then Roosevelt?
Yes, Roosevelt, yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. If you stayed up and watched television last night, made jokes about both President Reagan and Mr. Mondale. I thought Walter Mondale's concession speech was one of the classiest, most dignified things I've ever seen. That has to be very difficult to do, to spend many, many years of your life and have that kind of a defeat. But I thought he did it with such dignity and was very forthright about it last night. Anyway, there were a lot of propositions, you know. Most people went to bed because the main election was over, and although out here on the West Coast we had a lot of propositions on the ballot, but there are many propositions and ballots around the country that were passed last night that you probably did not know about. And NBC put up this Mickey Mouse ticker tape machine here.
That's an old-timer.
It's an old-timer. And as I understand some of these propositions, the results of the balloting from various propositions around the country.
You mean to say they're just now?
They're just now coming in here. So why don't I turn on our machine here and see if we can get any late bulletins.
They're really coming in fast now.
Yes, they are. For example, voters here in Burbank endorsed Proposition 16. Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm not.
Would lower the legal age of consent from 91 to 88. There was a big write-in vote in San Francisco. Boy George was named as a favorite son and daughter candidate. Here's a late bulletin here. CMC Reverend Jesse Jackson has arrived in Minnesota to apologize to Mr. Mondale for losing the Jewish vote by dressing as Barbara Streisand. Most people...
Maybe there's another...
In Hawaii, Proposition 50 has passed. Gives men in Honolulu the right to tuck their shirts inside their pants. Little bulletin here. Did you know that Tip O'Neill, despondent over Mondale's loss, went on an eating binge and scarfed the statue of the Iwo Jima Memorial? Let's see, I don't care for that one. Late bulletin here. President Reagan has announced that he has now been reelected. His first official act, he said, will be to complete his story about driving down the Pacific Coast Highway. Let's see what else we have here. No, I don't care for that one. Let's see if there's any more.
Oh, now it's going. Now we get it. That's what we were missing.
I didn't hear that before. Right. That's supposed to...
Oh.
I didn't turn it off.
Turn it off.
No, I didn't turn it off.
That's what we've been missing.
That's right.
Now there'll be funny
We've been missing a lot more than that.
Yeah. These are the last few will be great.
Yes. Now, as I mentioned in the monologue, now that the election is over, President Reagan has announced he will stop eating at McDonald's. Walter Mondale announced he will begin working there. Now, here's the most interesting one. Vice presidential candidate, on the Democratic ticket, of course, confirmed that she has secretly adopted former jockey Eddie Arcaro, who will henceforth be known as Eddie Ferraro Zaccaro Arcaro. We have with us tonight we don't need the material. A prop and sound effects will do it from now on. Tell the writers no more material, just a prop and sound effect. George Burns is here tonight. He'll be out in a moment, along with Lee Greenwood and Bob Uecker. Not all at the same time, but we'll space them out during the evening.
Look at you. You're not the same as you were yesterday. You're looking smarter. You're on the move and going your own way. And JCPenney's changed with you.
The pre-holiday home sale at JCPenney, with big savings on all our blankets, plump bed pillows in brilliant colors, and coordinating percale sheets, plus lots more on sale.
You're looking smarter than ever. JCPenney.
Over 145 times every business day, PSA connects the dots between the San Francisco and LA areas, giving you far more flights than any other airline and more flights to neighboring airports to take you even closer to business or closer to home. LA, San Francisco. It's where we draw the line between us and the competition. PSA, more flights, more often, more airline.
Thank you, Doc. We're back. Later on, Bob Uecker will join us, Lee Greenwood. George Burns is a remarkable gentleman. He has spent most of his life in the entertainment business. Won an Academy Award at what age, Irving? Was when George won it? At 79 years of age. And he's got a new movie out. He plays a dual role, both God and the devil. It's called Oh, God, You Devil. Author of a new book, I think his 5th book, called Dr. Burns' Prescription for Happiness. George, you'll be right. Would you welcome Mr. George Burns?
Nice audience.
Is this a nice crowd?
I know just what they're thinking.
What are they thinking, George?
Look, and he walks, too. I not only walk, I dance. I'm not going to join the Olympics.
Yeah.
Although when I was young, I was a great broad jumper.
I didn't know that. I always like it when you show up. Gives me a chance to play straight for a while.
Why are they laughing? What's funny about being young?
Yeah. Were you ever athletic at all?
Yeah.
Outside of being a dancer, of course.
Well, right now I'm practicing how to do splits and kick the back of my head.
Oh.
So when I leave, I'll have a great exit.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel great.
Good. I was worried. I thought you didn't feel good because you're here.
I did a lot of stuff in the monologue about the election. Do you remember the first time you voted? Who was the first president? I mean, forgetting Lincoln.
Vice President? I don't remember the first president. I must tell you one thing about... there was a place in Albany where all the actors used to stop.
Yeah.
And if you were a team, you paid the same prices as if you were a single act. So all the teams used to stop there, like Block and Sully, whoever in Fields, everybody, all teams, Burgess and Allen. And she thought the whole world consisted of double acts, two acts. And McKinley was assassinated. And somebody ran into the house and said, McKinley was assassinated. She says, McKinley of McKinley and who? Thought it was a 2-act.
That's vaudeville.
Yeah.
80, you're going to be 89?
88, I'm 88.
You're 88.
89.
All right,
yeah.
You're older than... The movie started in what? I mean, you're older than motion pictures?
Well, I'm 88. I'm still making movies, and I'm a senior citizen. I can see my movies at half price.
I forgot about that. You guys listen. But you were older than recordings. You're older than radio. Older than television, right?
I'm old.
Well, no. But you've seen all these changes in your life.
But I'll tell you something about being old. I'm making old age fashionable. People can't wait to get old. I love old age. I never leave home without it. But being old, look, this is a good line. I like it. You can't help getting older, but you don't have to get old. I believe in that.
Well, you're absolutely right. You know, I watch you. You know, I watch you and Gracie because they play on some of the satellite stations, you know, the Burns and Allen shows.
That's right.
And they're remarkable how they hold up.
Well, they hold up because, you know, Gracie was not a comedian.
You've often said she's an actress.
She was an actress, you know. And there was situation comedies, you know, and they stand up. Jokes don't stand up.
Right.
You know, jokes get old. But situation comedies stay. They keep fresh.
Were there scenes that you do with Gracie where she really didn't understand the humor but understood the acting part of it?
Well, you see, Gracie didn't play it dumb.
Right.
Gracie played it sharp. Gracie thought that she was a very, very smart lady on the stage. And when you didn't understand the strange things she said, she felt sorry for you. You know, let's say Gracie says, my sister Bessie has to stay home because the canary is hatching an ostrich egg.
And you would say...
Great straight line, isn't it?
The canary is
I said,
hatching.
the canary is hatching. She says, I says, isn't the canary too small to cover such a big egg? She says, that's why Bessie has to stay home. She's sitting on the egg and she's holding the canary in her lap. But she didn't tell it as a joke. She explained it to me.
Thinking you didn't understand
That's
it.
right, that's right, that's right.
When you were a young man
Yeah,
and in vaudeville,
yeah.
what would have been the greatest thing you thought that could have happened to you? You've got all the success now at this stage of your life. Did you ever envision that you'd be into your 80s, almost into your 90s, and would have all of this kind of success coming to you? What would have been your fondest hope at that time? Just to have a successful vaudeville act?
Just being able to do what I was doing. I was in love with show business.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for the audiences that didn't like me. I thought I was fine, you know what I mean? We're very fortunate, you and I. We're in a great business. Show business is a wonderful, wonderful business. I never thought I was a flop from 7 to 27, but I didn't think so.
Right.
I loved what I was doing, you know. I had music, I had cards printed, had pictures.
Well, you worked under, we've talked about this, but you worked under all kinds of names, didn't you?
I was Brown and Williams.
Yeah.
Williams and Brown. Brown and Brown.
Yeah. Was it just...
Williams and Williams. You want me to stop right here? Go on.
Was it just cheaper to use somebody else's cards? Or
No, I couldn't get a job with the same name twice. Had to keep changing my name.
When you go out on stage in those days in vaudeville, of course you could travel and you could do basically the same act, you know,
Well,
town to town.
if you had 17 good minutes. Do you know if you had 17 good minutes, and if you played all the vaudeville theaters, the small time and the big time,
Right.
you could play for 8 years without repeating one theater.
Right.
That's how many theaters there were at that time.
Now you go on television. A young comedian today walks out on television and...
That's it.
Yeah.
The whole world sees it.
Yeah. You said, I think it was recorded, you said you don't do anything on stage now that's not old.
Which I don't.
Yeah.
I don't do anything that doesn't fit my age.
Right.
Or fit my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't wear a suit unless it's my size. No, I just, I talk about my age. Sure, I do. You like my hair?
Yeah, very
You
nice.
want some?
We're the same color, too. We'll be back. Stay where you are.
You're witnessing the birth of a whole new kind of Listermint. The first product good enough to replace Listermint mouthwash. Introducing Listermint with fluoride. It takes care of your teeth while it takes care of your breath. Reaches behind and between teeth to protect against cavities and bad breath.
Fluoride for your teeth,
Mouthwash for your breath.
all in one Listermint.
Now, Listermint becomes new Listermint with fluoride. It takes care of your teeth while it takes care of your breath.
And now, that wonder of the 7 seas and captain of none, Alpone the Magnificent. Alpone will divine the answer to the hidden question.
Debate.
In new Alpo fish dinners, what does Alpo use to catch the fish? Amazing. There's no debate about it. Dogs love fish. So Alpo made 2 new nutritionally complete dinners with real fish. New Alpo seafood combo dinner and new sea steak dinner with real beef and real fish. Real fish makes the real difference.
I think this sofa would look better in here. Emporium Capwell sure has some terrific upholstered furniture. And they're having a sale with 20 to 50% off almost everything. All kinds of chairs, sofas, and sofa beds. Something for every room of my house. Only thing is, I'm gonna need a bigger dollhouse.
Save 20 to 50% on upholstered seating now through Sunday at Emporium Capwell.
That's what I hear. Thank you, Tom. This your 5th book, isn't it?
A 5th book.
And number 8 on
Number
On the
8
list
on Time
already?
magazine this week.
My heavens.
Pretty good for a guy that only read 2.
Dr. Burns' prescription for happiness. Yeah.
Well, you know, happiness is a good martini,
Yeah.
good meal, good cigar, and a good woman.
Yeah.
Or a bad woman, it's a called.
Now, I read a review of the picture, Oh God, You Devil, and the critics loved it.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. You play both roles.
I play God and the devil. Well, you know, as the devil, I smoke cigars, drink martinis, go with young girls,
Right.
and get paid for doing it.
Yeah. We've got a film clip. Does this need any introduction at all? You'll see both God and the devil here.
I play both parts.
Both
I play
parts.
God and the devil.
All right. Watch the monitors.
Okay.
You.
Me. Welcome home. How do you like it?
Where'd you go? It's been 5 months.
What do you think? You're my only client? I'm running a big operation with a big overhead. I need tenants. Have to foment racial tension, pestilence, famine, war. It's fun, but I pooped.
How can...
Don't say it. How can I? Don't I have any feelings?
That's right.
Listen, if I didn't exist, God would have had to make me up. I make him look good.
There really is a God.
Oh, sure. He very rarely makes personal appearances here on Earth like I do.
You mean sometimes he actually shows up down here looking like everybody else?
It's me, Bobby, God.
You look like the devil.
Really? I guess I've been working too hard.
There's such a resemblance.
He's always wanted to look like me, talk like me, be like me, but I'm God.
You don't dress like God.
What, should I wear a robe? It's 108 degrees out there.
Looks like fun.
Good movie.
Yeah, some funny
I think I'll
lines
go
in
to see it.
Yeah.
If they pay me, I'll see it.
Yeah. What are you going to do next? The Three Faces of Eve? You got everything going here. Play it all
Tomorrow,
over.
I get another gold star.
On the Hollywood Walk of Fame, that's
Gold
what I
star on
heard.
the Wall of Fame. If I get one more gold star, I keep the sidewalk.
You said in this book here, your secret for happiness is to be very happy.
Well, the secret for happiness, I think, is to fall in love with what you're doing. That's the secret of happiness, to be able to get out of bed and love what you're going to do that day. Get out of bed. I tried it. I can't make any money in bed.
Tell you what, is Morty? I see Morty Jacobs
Morty
over
there?
at the piano.
You want me to do
Are you going to
something?
do a 100-year-old song?
Sure.
You're the only person I know who knows it.
Okay. Morty Jacobs, my piano player. Morty. Okay, Helen Brown. This is just a little warm-up thing. She looked like Helen Brown, the best-dressed gal in town. Got skin you'd love to touch, never lets you touch it much. Oh, she won a beauty crown in a new red satin gown. She knocked the boys dead when she wore red, but she looked like Helen Brown. Okay. Here's a song I introduced in 1905. I predicted then it would be a big hit, and I'll keep singing it until it is. And fellas, keep fooling around, but not too loud. Okay. Again. Down in the garden where the red roses grow. Oh my, I want to go. Pluck me like a flower, cuddle me an hour. Love thee, let me learn the red rose rag. Red leaves are falling in that rosy romance. Bees hum, come now's your chance. Don't go hunting possums, mingle with the blossoms in that flowery, bowery dance. Oh, honeymoon, shine on in June. Hear me croon this lovely tune.
Trees and bees are sighing and crying it. Lovey, let me learn the red rose rag. Oh, honey bee, be sweet to me. My heart is free and here's the key. Lock up your garden gate, honey, I know you'll wait under the rambling rose tree. Pick a pinky petal for your papa's fry. Beg a burning blossom for your blushing bride. Woo me with that wonderful wiggle wag. Tip to toes to tease me and to tickle me too. Do the dainty dance of Danny Doodle Doo. Oh, ring your rosy round. Ring your rosy round. Ring your rosy around that red rose rag. That's it.
George Burns.
I say it every time he's here. It's amazing. Enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
We'll be back. We'll be back in a moment. Mr. Baseball is here. Lee Greenwood.
When Teddy and I first started out in the toy business, we chose Nationwide Business Insurance. Now, we worked hard. And as we grew, a lot of other people gave us their opinions of our insurance plan. But none of them ever had a better second opinion than Nationwide Insurance. With Nationwide Insurance, there are no surprises. And the business without surprises is a real peaceable kingdom.
Nationwide is on your side.
Broccoli?
Don't look like broccoli to me.
Well, that's Pepperidge Farm broccoli. Only they grow vegetables and pastry. Like cauliflower with cheese. Or broccoli. Wrapped in flaky pastry, then frozen fresh.
How clever. Vegetables and pastry.
Yeah, grown with care. You see, Pepperidge Farm still remembers that simple things make better food.
But how do they pick them?
Who has intelligence, powerful sound, and moves with ease? Only RCA. Introducing the ultimate VCR. It's easily portable. It's intelligent, so you can select by remote control exactly what you want to record right from your TV screen. And it has powerful VHS hi-fi sound that's superior to any audio cassette. The ultimate VCR, only from RCA. Technology that excites the senses.
Bienvenue. Welcome. Hello, Soritate. Welcome.
Now TWA's got great deals all over Europe with fares as low as $299.50 each way. And hotels as low as $10 a night. Plus a car for a week, free. Welcome.
Okay, my next guest. I made references to Bob Uecker, whom we refer to as Mr. Baseball. He was a Major League ball player. He is not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Chances are quite good that he never will be. But he had an interesting career, and now he has a new show starting around the country in January involving other sports where he's once again, his contributions are turning out to be memorable. It's called The War of the Stars. Would you welcome Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker. Let me say something. I've never said this to you before on the show. I kid about your career, and I was just warning you, I don't know if you get upset about it, but I was just thinking back the way your career went, while you played ball. Do you think all of it was your fault? I mean, it wasn't all your fault? I mean, there were things that weren't...
I don't think so, Johnny.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it had to do with a lot of bad press that I got. I think I think guys used to write stuff. They always wrote about the game. I mean, there were things that I did after the game that I think, merited a lot more than, the garbage they wrote about what I did during a game.
Yeah.
I had an incident that happened where I really got a lot of bad press out of it. And I don't know if you remember the Babe Ruth story. You remember the Babe Ruth story? Movie?
Yeah.
And...
about hitting the home run for...
Yeah, for a kid.
The little kid who was in the hospital.
Exactly.
Sure.
So I did that. I got a reporter to go to a hospital with me. And I found this kid, and we talked, and they took pictures and everything, and I promised I'd hit him a home run. And that night at the game, I struck out 4 times, and I had a couple of pass balls, and the kid had a relapse. They really, really took a bad shot at me, and then I found out later that the kid was only an outpatient anyway. Really aggravating.
I think the fact that you tried to promise the kid something is,
Well, it goes along, as I said before, these guys, I think I got, I think the thing that maybe even hurt me a little bit more, I got involved with a bad group of people. A little later on, they had a movement going to get rid of our national emblem, which was the bald eagle. And they wanted to replace it with a wildebeest. And I joined the group, and as their leader, and it really...
Well, that could backfire on you.
Well, a lot of people don't, if you haven't seen a wildebeest, I think a wildebeest is a beautiful animal. If you could see them in slow motion a lot, they're beautiful.
Right.
And it cost me. I
turned against you.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
As I said, that's the breaks of the game,
Well, didn't you ever try to, some athletes, court the press? I mean, they really, give something they want to hear and kind of cater to them.
Well, I did. I did in a way too. I'm sure a lot of the people are looking in, and these kinds of stories have been written tons of times where a player buys a block of tickets for a group of kids.
Oh yeah, charity.
To come to the game. So I did that too, and I wasn't making a lot of money at that time, and I only bought like 20, which is not bad. I'm only making 11 grand a year. And I bought the 20 tickets, and then some snoopy reporter, the guy had to really go in and dig, found out that I bought the tickets like for when the team was on the road. And, but, the kids got to see, they got to see the park.
Yeah, well, that's...
I told them to take radios.
Yeah. Reporters can do that,
And they're always taking shots at big guys,
Yeah, they always want to cut them.
I live with it. I could live with it.
Yeah. Did you ever... Now, you want to talk about your new show? Is this something we can discuss?
Tell you, I'm been down at La Costa all week, John, filming a couple more shows. And what this show is, it pits a Hollywood star against a well-known athlete in what would be the star's fantasy. And what I do for each show... Not
on an even basis,
No, the star gets a handicap. And what I do each week is give like a Bob Uecker tip of the week, a sporting tip of the week for that particular show. Like we did Jack Lemmon and Peter Jacobson in a golf match.
Right.
So on that show, I showed how to make a hole-in-one, where you cut a lot of strokes off of your game. Making a hole-in-one, it's very simple. Tennis match, I did how to play tennis with a baseball bat. You're talking about keeping the nut down. What does a racket cost? 75, 80 bucks, right?
Right, nowadays.
Well, you play with a bat, $2.95. And, bam, backhand, your forehand, everything. And then Sunday I did a show with Robert Stack. He's a skeet shooting.
That's right, very good.
And against the 1984 gold medalist, Matt Drake, in a skeet shooting deal. And then I show how to really knock down birds, or, excuse me, what I would do is explain skeet shooting. And it's... You skeet shoot at all? You ever see it?
This is the clay pigeons, or as they call them, pigeons?
Well, yeah, it's basically very simple. I explain the delicate stuff, and the general stuff I don't care about. But when you're skeet shooting, you have 8 stations to shoot from.
Right.
Okay, so you start out shooting at Station 1.
Is that where you say pull?
Yeah, pull. You want a bird, you pull. You say pull.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go from Station 1, a bird comes out of a high tower and a low tower. And they go like this, and then you fire, and then you go to Station 3. No, then you go to 2. Or if you don't like 2, you can skip 2 and go to 3. Then, in front of the birds coming out of the towers is a moat. Because there's moats that go around towers.
Yeah.
And then there's a boat in the moat with a gondola-type boat where you have an Italian guy in there, and he says like a 1 and a 2, depending on how many birds you got. Then like way out there's bushes, and there's always like a bird in a bush is worth 2.5. So when you fire and you hit a bird that way, then you go from 2 to 9,
right,
or 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come right back. And then you just shoot again.
I don't see
and
why
it's
anybody...
basically very simple.
I don't see why anybody couldn't follow that.
No, it's basically simple, and it's a lot of fun.
Fun sport. Italian,
Love to have
gondola, yeah.
Well, he's in a boat going by in that moat.
Uh-huh. Have you ever thought of asking me to be on that show?
I want you to be on the show.
Don't ask. We'll be right back. Stay where you are.
It's a busy world we live in. It can take your breath away. When the going isn't easy, there's an easy going way.
Welcome to TWA, to a business class with more space and comfort, to a flight with more from each of us to you.
So relax and catch the feeling. Take off and get away. You're gonna like us, TWA.
Exclusively at Neiman Marcus.
Lee Greenwood is here tonight. Lee has just won the Male Vocalist of the Year for the second year in a row from the Country Music Association. He's won a first Grammy. Got a new hit album called You've Got a Good Love Coming, and for 1 week, starting in Thanksgiving, he'll be at Harrah's in Reno. Would you welcome, please, Mr. Lee Greenwood. Lee?
Look out, there's a sunny day. I do believe it's headed your way. You've been crying long enough, but you forget what a teardrop was. 'Cause you've got a good love coming. You've got a good love coming. Honey, you've got a good love coming to you tonight. Now listen here. Knock, knock, baby, guess who's here? If I only knew then what I know now, you wouldn't be saying goodbye. I let you down, I was never around when you needed me there by your side. I took a perfect love, gave you a perfect heartache. I took a band of gold and made a 24-karat mistake and turned it into fool's gold. And I was the fool as I let you go. Fool's gold. Yes, I was the fool as I didn't know. Too many times I just didn't try. Now all I hear is you saying goodbye, staring at an empty head full of fool's gold. If I took the time just holding you tight and sharing my feelings with you, you'd understand what's inside of this man, and you know what I'm going through. Oh, I know that I was wrong. Now that it's too late, I took a band of gold and made a 24-karat mistake and turned it into fool's gold. And I was the fool as I let you go. Fool's gold, yes, I was the fool as I didn't know. Too many times I just didn't try. Now all I hear is you saying goodbye, staring at an empty head full of fool's gold. Thank you.
Lee Greenwood. Thank you, Lee. The latest album right there. You've got a good love coming by Lee. We'll be back in just a moment.
Can you find the Simmons Beauty Rest mattress in this picture? Maybe this will help. It's clear that among all these premium mattresses, only Beauty Rest is totally different on the inside. Only Beauty Rest coils are wrapped independently so they can move separately and conform to every curve of your body to make firm feel comfortable. The Beauty Rest difference, you can see it, and oh, can your back feel it.
There's just no rest like a beauty rest by Simmons.
Pillsbury introduces soft breadsticks. So crisp outside, yet so soft inside. Absolutely the most incredible breadstick you'll ever eat. New soft breadsticks.
Okay, we just have time to thank everyone. Thank you, Lee. Great to have you here. I saw you last night right after the, you sang for the president at the hotel.
Great thrill.
That must have been a thrill.
Great thrill.
Thanks for being here. Mr. Uecker will be in the lobby autographing baseballs right after the show. Your show is it on the air yet, Bob?
Be on in January, Johnny. Until then, just
Next
wait
year?
to come back. Wait and come back and see you again.
Righto.
That's basically it.
Called War of the Stars. Is that a network, a big network
It'll
affiliate?
be all over it. Russia, every place. China,
Okay.
everything.
Some of my guests next week will be Shelley Winters, Barry Manilow, George Siegel, Sammy Davis, Kenny Rogers, Lyle Alzado, Thalassa Crusoe, and Malcolm Crick. We'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
A nightcap of laughter, it's Late Night with David Letterman, as David laughs it up with Dr. Ruth Westheimer, comedian Whoopi Goldberg, and from NASA Space Program, Alan Ladwig. NBC, let's all be there.